Hey, I'm Reimburced, and welcome to Reimburced Realities TV. Today I have an amazing guest, an aspiring model and actor, and my personal best friend, Cody Robinson. And today we're going to talk about overcoming depression, losing and finding yourself, and also finding peace. Stay tuned for the reality of the day. So Cody, how have you been? It's been so long, we haven't caught up, so tell me, what's been going on?
Well, I have been wildly busy. I've been doing auditions, for modeling and acting a little bit. Just trying to stay positive, mostly. Trying to have a good aura around me. But other than that, I've been real productive.
So life's been going pretty good for you?
Amazing.
Okay, good. Well, I do know, it's been a while since we did talk, since we last caught up. But last time we did talk, life was taking a pretty big toll on you. So do you mind telling me about that?
Yeah, I feel like where I've been, where I am now, I feel like I can talk about it with ease. So, of course, I can say in the beginning of 2018, I suffered from depression. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, I didn't know who I was. I had absolutely no idea who I was. And I suffered, I was going through suicidal, I didn't know who I was. Me and you, we stopped talking for a long time. And I was lost,
So with us, not talking, me knowing you personally, we have been friends for quite a while, but I do know there was kind of a disconnect in what we had. There was a loss of connection. So at what point, did you feel like that was impacting your friendships and relationships with other people?
Well, I can say on my part, I know I push people out. Where I was right now, I didn't want to be with anybody. I didn't want to have nobody beside me. But the thing is, I needed somebody, if that makes sense.
Right.
I just felt like people that was there, we just graduated high school, people trying to make a quick buck, trying to get some coin, trying to boss up, make money moves.
Right.
And where I was right now, I was at that mental spot, where do I go? What do I do?
And it's a stigma. I feel like, in today's society and today's generation, we have this tendency to make it. Especially now, it's like the generation's getting younger to where they want to make it so fast. You have 14-year-olds that want to be in a place of a 30-year-old.
Exactly.
And have everything, handed to them or just given. And it's like, how do you get to that point? Who made that, that stigma? Who made a thing that we had to make it to be happy, to have peace, and to have joy? So when you get to that point of trying to make it and trying to take control of your life, what steps do you believe that, one can take?
Well, for me personally, I just had to exile everybody. I had to take my life into consideration. Sometimes,
selfish.
Right, you have to be selfish in your life. Because, how I grew up, I put myself on the back burner. Everybody needs became before mine, and it's like, well, damn, who's going to be here for me? I'm here.
But like you said, I can agree, but I can also disagree. It's like you want help, you're gonna reach out for it. Well, but when you get it, it's pushed away. So at what point do you feel like the support system is enough or it isn't? It's like, which side do you go on? It's either there or they're not, but it's an eggshell or it's a rock and a hard place. At what point do you know that they're fully there? At what point do you feel like you have that support that you need?
And I really can't even answer that. Because like I said, it's like I push people out, but I wanted them there, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, I just talk to me, let me know that you're here, because everything is not genuine nowadays. So you can sense when someone's being, nonchalant or not being real. So it's like, if I sense that, I don't want you there. I don't want you a part of my life. I don't want you beside me. I don't want you beside me when I make it.
But what if they're wanting the same thing? You know, in this time, I feel like everyone is essentially going through a lot of the same thing. We all want someone, you know, and we all are labeled to feel this certain type of way in life. You know, for instance, in high school, you were, you know, crown class clown. You're bubbly, you know, you're bubbly, you're lively, you know, you're hilarious. You made so many people's day, you know, throughout our entire lives. Anyone that knew you knew that, okay, if I needed a laugh, I'm gonna go to Cody Robinson. If I need to smile, I'm gonna go to him. But now, you know, knowing you maybe approximately a year ago, it was, you weren't that lively person. You weren't, you know, laughing, and like you said,
I was faking it in high school, like everything was okay, and I was faking it after. You know, it's like you put a smile on your face, but on the inside, it's not how you actually feel. And that was me all the way.
Okay. So knowing that you were faking it at a certain point, when did you know that you couldn't fake it any longer?
Basically when I tried to take myself out. That's how I knew it was it was something going on mentally that I couldn't do. Knowing that I tried to kill myself, and like me, out of all people, like I would never think I would actually do that, you know? Yeah. Like all my family know, like, what?
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
It is, and it's like growing up in a Christian home that I grew up in, it's like they want you to go and pray to God and everything. And don't get me wrong, God is there for me all the time, but it's like I needed something more. Yeah. It's like I'm praying.
And nothing.
Still waking up to the same crap that I went to bed in.
To nothing.
Exactly.
I feel like, you know, we tend to sometimes get to nowhere fast. We're getting nowhere fast. We're going home to nothing. We're going to friendships for nothing. We're going to relationships for nothing. And I do feel like it's that stigma of getting nowhere fast. And so knowing what you do know about Reimburced and our corporation and what I personally stand for and what I feel like my brand stands for, and reaching out and trying to gain stability. You know, it's okay to not label yourself crazy because you want that extra help. Not saying, oh, I'm being a dependent or I'm not grown because I need guidance from my parents.
Absolutely.
You know, I need my parents. I'm sure you do too. Still. I'm sure that anyone that is watching needs their parents. Yeah. You know, or some type of stability, some type of guidance and support. You know.
Well, I can say that. I'm just gonna say that. You know, I used to wake up every night feeling down. I used to go and just make cuts everywhere that I could. Everywhere, but I remember this arm right here used to feel so much numbness, so much. I was just so numb. I couldn't feel anything, like when I was losing it. So I remember waking up at nighttime, just like making cuts on myself, just to feel some type of, something, you know, and not knowing after I cut, still numb. And at that point, I knew that I needed help. I used to go to work. I remember I was working. Had a mental breakdown because somebody asked me where the bathroom was.
I don't know.
Remember I told you that, didn't I? Bust out crying out of nowhere. I remember that. And then I remember they tried to admit me as well. I was going to get admitted to the hospital. I remember that it was at work, and my boss, like, I was just losing it, just spazzing. And I remember that they tried to admit me in that hospital, and I couldn't go. You know, for me, it's like, This can't be my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Who's gonna go to a mental hospital?
Lock me up, right?
Well, I do know from personal experience. I was that person, and I was there. You know, for 5 years, I self-harmed, and no one knew. My parents are there. I had siblings there, family there, friends that were there, but in my mind, how I internalized it was I only had myself. I had myself, and I had ways of coping with it. And coping with it was not coping with it at all. And that's what I internalized from it after I got out of that place. But the crisis center, I was there, for a week. Perfect girl. I was an athlete, model, being in pageants. I was that, pretty face. But when I went home, it was crying every day.
Different story, yeah.
It was being numb, like you said. It was being dark and lonely, even when you have that support system, when you have those friends and family that are willing to be there. It's, hey, I'm here for you. But why don't I feel it? Why am I not normal? I did suffer, from a period of taking medication. And I remember being an athlete and blacking out. I would get angry just for no reason. I've gotten called crazy so many times in my life. Like, no, I can't be crazy. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. For thinking that I'm crazy, I'm not crazy. Oh, you need help. Well, maybe I do, but don't make a mockery of it. And I feel like today we make a mockery of people needing help and people wanting help. And I think that has to stop. Because there were so many times that I couldn't have been here because of a mockery. Because of, hey, I need help, but I'm scared to ask for it because my friends are gonna call me crazy.
With the positive side, I can say I have removed myself from a situation where I was in. And me and my family, I wasn't good with them at that time. Well, I can say my best friend died. This is what caused it. My best friend died, Spencer, had a car accident, and around this time I lost my job. Our store was closing down when I was working. We lost our job, and then graduating from high school, I applied for 4 colleges. I didn't get accepted to any one of them. And then I started thinking, well, damn, am I stupid?
What's wrong?
Exactly. Everybody getting, acceptance letters and stuff. I'm at my mailbox checking it every day to emptiness. So that caused another, alert, red flag,
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on in my life? Like, everybody seems like they're getting it all together, and I'm here on this side, stuck.
By yourself. When can we get to the point where it's just like, I smiled for 5 more seconds longer than what I did yesterday.
Right.
Or I did something completely different than what I did yesterday, or last month, or the month before that, or the year before that. I've done more than what society has told me that I could do, or that even myself. I've done more than what I told myself I could do. So when can we get to that point? When am I gonna get to that point? When are you gonna get to that point? When is anyone gonna get to that point where it's okay to honestly not be okay, to not be in such a huge status quo of making it, or being happy, or being peaceful? When can we truly find that true aspect of peace? You've overcome it. Do you feel like you've been 100% overcome?
I have 100% overcome it.
How do you know that?
Because I feel it. Like, when you wake up, you feel good. I stopped feeling the way I feel. This arm, I feel everything in it now.
You feel it?
I feel everything in it. So that's how I know where I'm in a better place. I'm starting doing acting, starting doing my dreams with modeling, and start focus on me and stop caring about what other people are saying.
Cody, how do you do it? I look at you now and see the point that you're in. You're happy, you're lively. That Cody that I knew for so long, that has brought so many spirits up, so many laughs, so much joy. I see that you're finally chasing your dreams, finally being the person that everyone knows that you can be, the person that you can be, the person that you feel like you're back to. You're 100% back to that peaceful aura. How? How did you get to that point? Because I can almost guarantee you that there's someone that's going to be watching that feels the same exact way that you do. And they're going to say, well, how did he get to this point? So how did you? How did you get to that point?
I pushed through it. And I got some goddamn help. When you know that you're in that mental mindset that you are, don't just think that it's going to get over it, because it won't. You're going to stay right there. Get some help. You have 1-800 numbers. I have called them on multiple occasions. Get some help. Talk to anybody that you need to talk to, because it has worked for me. These people will sit up all night if they have to, talking to you, making sure you're okay, and getting help. That has worked for me. Get some help. Don't just sit there and just, let it just keep going by and by, because you may get to the point, and that's your time. You think it's your time, and it's not. Get some help.